one of the things I want to point out that a lot of people are very confused by is that, you would think that if there was a guy who went to jail for 15 months for securities fraud and they made a movie about him snorting a bunch of cocaine, taking Quaaludes, and fucking over 100 prostitutes, you'd think that he'd kill himself. But no, we love him now. He's Jordan Belfort.
He has a pretty good channel, too.
Yeah, for sure. You'd think that if there was a reality TV star who went and fucked a porn star while his wife was pregnant, you wouldn't think we'd elect him to become president, would we? But we did. You'd think that if you walked into a field and started violating YouTube's terms of service by showing suicided bodies and getting canceled, that would be it for you. But that's not it for you. You would think that if you had transitioned to become a woman, then got into a car accident, killed one person, and then ran into another person, you would not be then Woman of the Year 4 months later. The point is, no one pays for shit anymore. You guys need to understand that. That's when you're like, I'm not sure if I should give myself permission to start this channel or to say this crazy thing on wherever. I'm telling you, no one cares about anything that you're doing to begin with. And then when you do really crazy stuff, like, I don't know, Mark Furman using the N-word 27 times in some screenplay, and then he was a fucking correspondent for Fox News, or the Iran-Contra affair where we were selling like fucking weapons we were selling weapons illegally. You wouldn't think that, I don't know, Colonel Oliver North was a correspondent on Fox News. No one pays for shit anymore. I'm telling you right now, the Tinder Swindler has a coaching program.
and it's more successful after that documentary than he was before.
And if Bernie Madoff started a fucking sales, obviously he's passed away, but if he started a sales program, every fucking high-ticket sales guy I know would buy the program without question. And you're worried about posting a meme. That's the thing. Like, there's no one who pays for it. Like, I remember girls would lose their jobs if they posed in Playboy and as a centerfold or whatever. Right. No one cares. You will find a girl. I promise you, in the next 5 years, some elected official will get their campaign money from OnlyFans. I promise you, it's going to happen. The thing is, no one pays for anything. Now, to a lot of people, that's a sign of the decline, and I get that. But the point is, it should be liberating to you to know. Like, this is going to sound very depressing, but to me, it's liberating. If I died, my friends would care for a couple of weeks, and then they'd move on, and they'd go on with their lives. And while that may be sad to some people, to me, that's incredibly liberating. That means I can do anything I want. All of you who are watching this can do anything you want, but you're being held back because you're worried about your mommy and daddy judging you, or some fat girl that you went to high school with who wrote you a message on Facebook saying, you've changed. You're fucking right, I've changed. That's right, I've leveled up. I have a YouTube channel now. I speak to like large groups of people. Occasionally in airports, people recognize me. What the fuck, right? Of course I've changed. That's the whole thing. People depend on me now. There are individuals who work for me now. That, of course, everything has changed for me. I've gotten in the best shape of my life, and I'm 45 years old, and I will still whoop your ass on a basketball court. So that's the thing. You have to make you have to make a decision when you're sitting there and you're so confused. Like, should I post this, Michael? I'm really worried. Man, I got a buddy of mine who lives here right now. He's a doctor, an ER doctor, and he posts the most vile, hilarious shit on his TikTok. And more people want to go work with him. I told you about a girl who did $5 million in revenue, and she's fucking on Brazzers, and you are worried about the meme you're about to post. Start off by remembering, no one today, especially if you're an average man listening to this, no one gives a fuck about your existence. I'm not trying to say that to be mean. Yes, your best friend, your girlfriend, maybe your cat and your mom give a fuck. No one else gives a fuck that you are even on this planet. Why are you worried about posting the meme? Why are you worried about starting the YouTube channel? Why are you worried about posting the reels? Why are you worried about, oh my God, Michael, I don't want to post this picture with these bikini models. Who gives a shit? No one cared about you in the first place.
Half an hour later, no one will remember.
No one will remember, and that's the thing that I've realized. Like, no one will remember. So if you really take that, it is so incredibly liberating when you come to that realization. And instead, like, we're saying, like, I don't care. You understand how many times you can invent yourself as a brand, and that nobody cares? Or even that all the times Joe Rogan used the N-word. You remember that? Done. Nobody even cared a week later. No. Hey guys, do you guys remember something? Russia invaded Ukraine last March. Do you guys remember that? No one fucking remembers. No one remembers that there's, right now while we're talking, there's a war, and they still haven't taken Kiev. It's like University of Louisiana Monroe.
Tanks rolling down the street.
It's literally like it's like fucking Alabama playing at UL Monroe and losing, which is what happened when Justin Waller was there. That's the whole thing. It's just so crazy that this is happening, and no one. If we are literally at the brink of World War III and no one gives a shit, but you are worried about posting a meme, You guys got to get over that. That's the main thing.
I would say this with the Ukraine comment. Yeah. We've had Ukraine bitches come leave the war and come on fresh and fit. So if a bitch could do that, you could go ahead and do what he's saying. You know
what? Leaving their boyfriends to fight in a row.
What Chinese balloon?
Well, you know that. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what they say, like the internet never forgets, but people have very, very short attention spans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're moving on to the next thing.
Do you guys remember Nancy Pelosi is now worth $200 million for gaming the system?
Oh, the world's greatest trader. Don't bet against Nancy.
Hey, does everybody remember all those fucking bankers that went to jail after the 2008 crash? You guys remember there? Anybody want to name those people? No one went to jail. No one pays for shit anymore. Yep. No one. I went to a party the other day, and there was this swarm of white women in one corner of the party. Because do you know who was in that corner of the party? Orenthal James Simpson was sitting there right there. And
you can meet him too.
And you can meet him too. Just go to Jing on Thursday and you'll see O.J. Simpson. It is incredible. No one pays for anything. There are no consequences for shit anymore if you guys have not figured that out. And that's the whole thing, man. So if you realize that, now come to the realization that the people who are willing to take chances, those people are going to become huge. Think about all the metamorphoses that Jake and Logan Paul have gone through.
Yeah,
all the metamorphoses that Dan Bilzerian went through, or the metamorphoses that Fresh and Fit went through. They did all these things and nobody remembers what you used to do and nobody cares and it's not that big of a deal. And then in the end, you realize, do you have engagement or do you not have engagement? And I know it seems sad, and to a lot of people who are like, no, Michael, when are we going to go back to our traditional old values? Never. Never. There's no example of it.
No pendulum.
There's no pendulum. It doesn't swing the other way. I mean, other than like Iran in 1979, I cannot think of, or maybe Afghanistan recently, I cannot think of a single instance where a country flew back far to the right. It just doesn't happen. Because here's the thing. Those people in 1950 look at the political conservative men in this room and they think you guys are fucking liberals. Do you guys realize that? Yeah. Because compared to them, you were. What do you mean we're getting rid of segregation? Those people were fucking really racist, and you don't even realize that. So here's the thing. You guys need to understand, in this situation, publish, post. What my favorite saying from Steve Jobs, true artists ship. So ship. Yes. Go do something. Write a book. Do this thing that you're afraid of doing. And even if you fail, here's the thing. You just keep doing it over and over again. And then all of a sudden, for no reason that I can possibly explain, you end up with a video like I do. I have a video with 8 million views on YouTube, and I can't explain it. I don't know why. I have these clips. I had another clip just hit 2.5 million. I got a letter from fucking YouTube the other day. A clip with 2.5 million views. Congratulations. And I don't understand how it happened. You just keep posting, and then eventually this whole thing works out. But the opposite way of worrying about what the world thinks about you, it doesn't work anymore. People who are good in finance don't wear suits, and they don't go to colleges in the Northeast anymore. It's a different world, and you have to understand that. And it's happening so fast for so people, and they can't understand it. And that's why I'm just trying to get you guys to like at least maintain some level of relevancy by posting on social media, just so that someone knows that you're alive.